You can't rely on your personality alone to help you win deals in the real estate industry. I am Shayna Armstrong, team leader of Keller Williams Success Realty here in Panama City Beach, Florida, and you are tuning into the Lessons Learned series where I sit down with producing agents from 2025 and hear what lessons they learned. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have a question. Today, I get to sit with Carly Mathis, who's a realtor with us at Keller Williams, and she explains to us what she learned last year. And one of her big ahas was not just relying on her personality to help her win the deal, but being very strategic and asking a lot of questions so that she could have great communication with her people. Let's get into it. Feels good to be champions, champions. Hey everyone, I am here with Carly Mathis today, and we are going to talk about lessons learned. So Carly, tell us about yourself and what got you into real estate.
So I am a born and raised Bay County local, and what got me into real estate is, of course, my mom has over 20 years of experience. I've always kind of done a little bit of admin work for her, but what really kind of made up my mind to do real estate was in 2020 after I had my son. I just really wanted to find some sort of career that I could have a little bit of control over my time. So that's what brought me to Keller Williams.
So what was your biggest lesson learned in 2025?
I would say my biggest lesson learned is lack of asking questions and really advocating for myself. I was just talking to somebody the other day, like being a personality hire can only take you so far, and really having the knowledge behind you to kind of make you stand out from other people.
Well, yeah, that's really good insight. Questions are so important too, and personality only taking you so far. That's very true.
Like I can connect with somebody all day and get them to like me, but getting them to trust you is completely different ball game.
Which is why those questions are so important, because when you can dive really deep with someone, you can communicate with them better too. So what was your coolest transaction in 2025?
So my coolest transaction to me is also my biggest lesson learned. I would say it's my coolest transaction because it was my highest price listing to date, but there was a lot of pieces in it that could have went differently and maybe should have went differently. So it was a FISBO, and I secured the FISBO, and that's already like, you're proud of yourself, you're excited, you feel like you've really accomplished something. When you can get somebody to get off of Zillow and trust you to put it on the market, you already feel like you won something. But because they were FISBO, they kept throwing around, of course, discount commissions and name exclusions and things of that nature. With all of the professional like photos, videos, marketing, all of the efforts that I put into it, it was a few months on the market, and one of the name exclusions that we used ended up, of course, being our buyer.
I remember this transaction now.
And that was like, it was just the first thing that came to my mind when you asked this question, because there's just so many pieces to it that could have probably been avoided. Like the lack of asking questions, it was maybe overconfidence where I'm like, the name exclusion is not gonna revisit this because it's been so much time, and that just wasn't the case. So of course I ended up working both sides for a lot less money, and that's fine. It was okay, but more pieces to it kind of just made it hairy. I still was excited to have the listing and the experience, and they actually left me a wonderful review on Zillow. So I mean, nothing horrible happened. I just feel like it kind of avoided.
Yeah.
It was like a win, but not a win, but a win still. Yeah. And I honestly enjoyed working both sides on one deal. But I should have, again, advocated for myself. And if I was working both sides, maybe some sort of change in the structure that we agreed on.
Yeah.
It just caused a lot of
deals like that can teach you a lot. You learn a lot from stuff like that.
I learned. But
and too, we use all these words. I want to say FISBO is a fancy word for sale by owner.
I love getting a for sale by owner, but just not preparing myself and kind of maybe feeling like I was getting hit with a bunch of questions and negative feedback. So I kind of maybe let them take the reins too much.
Yeah. There's a saying that I love. It says, those who are asking the questions are controlling the
Yeah,
conversation. And
exactly.
so they were taken control
They
by
were.
that.
I have a lot more confidence now
Hmm.
regarding FISBOs after that because it's
Hmm.
like once you get it done, you get a little bit just hands-on experience and confidence. But now knowing like overconfidence is also a killer, so
Hmm. Yeah, great takeaways.
yeah.
So, what lead gen strategy are you pouring most into this year?
Honestly, just personal relationships, referrals. I of course try to keep up with internet leads and things of that nature, but I think just like negative experiences and being burned a few times, I just really want to hone in on the people that already know, like, and trust me and can
Hmm.
refer me people. That's where I get the most satisfaction. That's where I get the most out of it. And it doesn't feel like I have to do this. It's I get to do this. I want
Hmm.
to do this. These are people that already trust me and
Hmm.
I don't have to I still want to prove myself. That's why I always say like you can only go so far as a personality hire. Like these
Hmm.
people, they're your friends, they're your family, they're out of obligation, they're going to hire you.
Hmm.
But proving yourself to the people that already know you and like you, it's a whole different thing.
I love that.
It's the best.
Good. So, any last tips you want to share for anyone who's looking to grow this year?
Um really just focus on the things that bring you joy. I mean, your family and your friends, and maybe going out to dinner or doing like using those opportunities as a way to just connect with real people. Um,
Love that. That's great.
I'm trying to think. It's like
Hmm.
real people. There's a thing.
Yes.
There's a saying there.
Well, there's also like whenever you're doing things that bring you excitement, like so many people try to lead gen of things that they don't like, then their day
Yes.
sucks. You know, do things that you enjoy
Yes.
doing, work with people that actually like you. The transaction is going to be smoother when you have a trust
Mm-hmm.
together than
Like picking up the phone and talking to people that have already done business with you before, whereas getting bogged down with you need to follow up with these internet leads and these internet leads and these internet. It feels like a task that you just kind of don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So try to make it fun.
Yeah. Love that. Good. Well, thank you so much for being on here today.
Thank you.